The raindrops quietly form geometric shapes on the window. Then other raindrops crisscross and change the shapes into random ones. The water runs down the window lazily and the gutters have their own quiet conversation. The night air is silent and expectant, listening to the rain, waiting for the dawn. He lies staring at the reflection of the moon, thinking, if this was a movie, I would light a cigarette now, but I don't smoke. She violently turns around in her sleep, taking most of the bed linen with her. He softly leans over and pulls the sheet towards him again. She throws her arm up and he calmingly puts his hand on her arm. Her breathing deepens and she sleeps on. He looks at the alarm clock. 3:30. He closes his eyes, but after a while opens his eyes again, resigning himself to being awake. For a moment he considers putting the light on and reading a book, but that will wake her up. He decides to rather lie there in the dark and think it all through. Maybe the dawn will bring clarity. His mind examines the events of the previous few days. First, she had the cramps. He was quite concerned about her because this was not normal, not so early in the pregnancy. Initially, she laughed off his concern. But the cramps continued and became worse. I must have eaten something wrong, she said. But then the bleeding started. Only then did she get concerned. It was too late. The baby was already dead. She didn't cry much. He thought she was secretly relieved at losing the baby. He couldn't understand this. They had always wanted 2 children. This one would have completed their family. When he asked her about it, she burst into tears. She didn't want to talk about it, she said. She needed time. He brought her back from the hospital, settled her into bed and went off to the office. When he returned, he saw the car pulling away. He saw Anthony driving. There was no doubt about it. She said Anthony came round to offer his condolences. Her eyes were red, but her voice was cold, nearly hostile. She said she was tired, needed some rest, didn't want to talk. He stares up at the window and watches the patterns of the raindrops, feeling the moonrise on the emptiness inside of him. Has he lost her? Then he becomes aware of the ghost-like little figure, sleepily scuffling towards the bed. He reaches out and lifts the little girl between them. She immediately falls asleep again. No, he hasn't lost her. They are a family. A loving, uncomplicated family. They've always been happy and that will not change. He will just have to work harder and stay away from Anthony for a while. She will see how much he loves her, see sense again, and they will remain a family. With his arm over the little girl and his hand on his wife's arm, he drifts off.